Hello everybody, we are back on 808 to Mates. This is the second episode, and before we get into the proceedings, we're delighted to say that we're in a new studio with this lovely rustic wood panelling behind us. I think it looks very nice. And on top of that, we have confirmed our self-endorsement with Carpacci. Yeah, shouts out the boys. So today we're delighted to announce a very talented guest. He's a singer, songwriter and producer. He's not one-dimensional whatsoever. He produces across a number of different genres, and his influences can be seen very clearly in his music. He's a good friend of ours, and he's also from Wicklow. His name is Tristan de Cunha.
Oh, that's nice, man. What's going on? That was a nice little introduction. Thanks. No, it's very nice.
So
do you want to give us a little rundown of your come up?
My musical come up, or
I actually want to know about your name first, to be honest.
Yeah,
we discovered something small on the internet.
yeah. So when did I discover it? I was watching some Watch Mojo late at night, and it was like number 2 or number 1 on like the most isolated islands or something like that, or like the smallest islands, and it just came up as Tristan da Cunha, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy, that's my name. Just me being like, oh, holy shit, that's my name. So I obviously just went and looked it up, and then it's just like, yeah, it's the most isolated island in the world. The only way you can get there is like a 2-week boat journey.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. You have to go to like South Africa, or like fucking, I don't know, like the south of like Argentina.
Yeah,
or
it's
something like that.
near Cape Horn, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta go somewhere crazy to get like a 2-week boat journey to go over there. There's like,
The weird part is though that everyone's like English there, aren't they?
yeah, it's like an English like colony or something.
Yeah.
It's colonized.
They all have just perfectly neutral accents.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird place. There's like 100, 200 people there or something like that as well.
It's a common second name as well, I think. I've heard like other people with that surname. So I assume that you just heard that and were like, that's a nice name. And only very recently discovered that it was an island. I was like, that's pretty interesting.
And then I saw that, and then what happened? After I looked at it, I saw that there was like a documentary from like the 1980s, like early 90s, I think, or something like that. And it was just like a 50-minute documentary of this guy just like talking in a real deep American like voice, just being like, Tristan da Cunha is an island, and like I was just like, oh my god, I gotta sample this.
Which is the
Put it
sample
into my music.
in
Baby
Baby T.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really interesting because until I knew where you got your namesake, I was like, what old man did he pester to like read off this script that he'd written about his fake name?
I think who was it? I think it's like my auntie or something like that said that to me as well. They're like, whose friend do you have that like has that voice?
Who are you hanging around with?
Whose voice is that?
So how long have you been using that Tristan da Cunha?
I'd want to say like a year now, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe like a year and a half.
So
maybe.
were you putting up tracks under just Tristan Howard, or was it
Yeah,
always?
I put up one, like, I think, I put up one under Tristan Howard, and it was Trico. If any of you guys have heard that.
Yeah.
And then it's around the time that I saw the name, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna switch, call myself something different until I join a band or something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Or do something else.
It is pretty hard to just like conceive a name for yourself when you know, like say if you have your own name and you're like, I want to have a different moniker. You can't really like force it unless you're going on like a name generator website or something.
I'm like, the thing with the whole Tristan da Cunha thing as well, I feel like it's just like a little bit of an alias as well, because like I love all the hip hop aliases and stuff like that. So that's definitely an influence of me just being like, I'm gonna write some dark music, or at least try to.
Yeah,
and just call myself Tristan da Cunha, and if I'm done doing it, then I'm just like, I'll just push it to the side and that'll be it.
What are some of your favourite hip hop aliases?
I'll probably like MF Doom. All the MF Doom like aliases are pretty good.
Tyler the Creator's got some good ones as well.
Does he? Who does he have? What's his aliases?
What's his funny alias that he has? He goes under.
The one where it's a song that's like, yeah.
Oh,
The one where he
Young
writes
Gotti.
Little
Oh no, what is it called? It's like Ice JJ Fish or whatever.
JJ Fish, yeah.
No, like that's the other guy who's on the track with him.
That's Taco, is it? Or Earl?
I don't know. there's like a whole bunch of them. He's like, I just got a Bugatti.
Yeah. She on me.
We'll have to research
And
that
they have
one.
they have a little kid for the video or something, or like someone that shouldn't be in the video. I feel.
Oh, I don't know, maybe. I
Yeah,
haven't
there's like
seen
a
the
little
video,
kid they
just-
got off the street and he's like hanging out with them and stuff.
Probably. They're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, your hip hop influences can definitely be seen, especially in your last two tracks. We were wondering like where you got the samples for the drum loops in the song Baby T and Oba as well.
Yeah, Baby T. Where's Baby T from? Baby T was from Roy Ayers. There's like a Roy Ayers song. I don't know what it's called. I forget. There's just some, like, I was just like going through YouTube
Yeah.
and I just heard a Roy Ayers song. And like it was either in the middle or the beginning.
Just the drums by themselves.
Yeah.
Just sampled.
And then, yeah, just
Nice.
took it. But then, probably shouldn't be saying that, to be fair. Like, it's not like Roy Ayers or like any of his.
It's better that you credit the person, isn't it?
I suppose it's not like Roy Ayers or the family's gonna like just be like, oi,
No.
this
Yeah, true
lad
that.
here with like fucking 500 plays on his thing is.
At the same time,
taking our
it's
stuff.
good that you can take something and you're recreating it in a way, you know. So like you may be sampling something, but at the same time you're giving it a new life
Yeah.
by sampling it at the same time.
Yeah, that's the beauty of sampling.
Yeah.
You know, so many people turn things that like are just like dust. They're just so old. No one's listened to them for ages, and they just turn them into something brand new. It's beautiful.
Do you find a lot of the time that's like where the track begins for you as well? Is like the sample and then you build off that drum loop.
Yeah, usually, yeah, actually, like, it's weird. It's either two things. It's either I'm playing acoustic guitar, or I'm sitting at the computer and I'm just like looking for a sample or something like that, or I'm just listening to music, and then I'll hear something and I'll be like, I'm gonna take that and try and chop it up and try something with it.
Where do you make most of your music?
At my house, in Arklow,
Nice.
just in the room,
Nice.
you know,
Can
nowhere
you-
special.
Do you have the opportunity to record in college or anything like that? Because
I actually don't. As weird as that sounds.
you're in music college, right?
Yeah, I go to BIM, studying songwriting.
You don't get that privilege now.
No, yeah, we actually don't. It's weird. Like, there's a full-blown studio in our college, and we're just not allowed to use it unless we're music production students, which
You're a
I
starving artist.
which I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
What
just-
do you study exactly?
Songwriting,
Okay.
and it's shit.
Yeah, that's
It's not good.
What do they like give you that you can't get yourself in terms of creativity and like actually saying, like you can't go in and then you like show them a song and then be like, you did that wrong.
Yeah, no, they can't. That's the problem with it. Like, the only positive things for me that are in that course are like the business side of things, or like the business models that they put in front of you, and they're like, you should try this out to like promote yourself as a musician, or how to conduct yourself as a musician, like business wise. All that stuff's super helpful, but like, you know, any type of this, like any of the songwriting modules themselves, where you're bringing in songs to people, the only thing you're getting is feedback. You know, there's obviously no like set way to write a song. They're not sitting there being like, no, you got to do it this way. It's just like a teacher being really nice. You ever seen the movie Whiplash?
Yeah, great.
I
movie.
wish my college was like Whiplash.
But it's not.
No, it's the complete opposite. Some just like kids bringing in shit songs,
Yeah.
playing them in front of like 20 people, and then the teacher's going, yeah, that was great. Yeah. And you're just sitting there like you just want to like scream at the teacher and just be like, no, it wasn't. Tell them to like I'm not saying my songs are unbelievable or anything, you know, like obviously everyone's has their own opinion on it, but you want to just like, you want to give some constructive feedback. Like, you've got a girl sitting there like that's playing guitar, who's playing like,
X Factor stuff.
no, just hard, just like not even playing chords correctly.
Okay.
Or like strumming wrong or something like that, or, you know, just
Yeah.
basic stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd obviously want a teacher that you're paying a lot of money to be there. You'd want someone to point it out to you and be like, you need to like work on this kind of stuff, but it's not like
Sometimes your best critics
Weird.
could just be your good friends who are like completely honest about like the standard of your music and are just like, right, well, that's really bad or that's really good.
Yeah.
And then you can work from there. I
That's-
suppose that's what it is though. They can't like, they're not able to tell you that it's like bad and they don't know you well enough
Exactly.
as well. So it's
Yeah.
just a really bad combination
Yeah,
of
that's what
things. Like,
That's a
And
weird
also,
thing.
considering like you've only put up 4
Yeah.
or 5 tracks on like SoundCloud and stuff, you're probably your own worst critic in a way.
Yeah, no,
like,
100%.
You limit the stuff.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
output, basically.
Yeah, that's the whole thing as well. Like, I feel like I'm super like critical of
Yeah.
other people's work and also my own. But yeah, I definitely limit the amount that I put up.
that's probably ultimately helpful. Like if you're super critical.
I feel like it's good and it's bad in some ways. Like if I feel like I should be putting up a little bit more though, and just even if they are bad, and just kind of moving
To
on
promote
to
yourself, kind of.
yeah, but also just in terms of like progressing as a musician. I feel like if I hang on to something for too long, or if I try and work on it for too long, I'll probably end up just like keeping it there and not releasing it,
Yeah.
and then I'll be stuck
like-
on that one moment and then never move past it.
Would you have a lot of content that isn't up? Like, have you produced a lot of content in comparison to what's up?
No, not really. Like a lot of it goes through like halfway. Like I'll make it halfway through like writing a song, and then I'll be sitting there for like a day on it maybe, and then I'll just scrap it. A lot of it goes like that. I have, in terms of like hip hop and stuff like that. Like if I'm making beats or anything like that, I have a way more like hip hop beats and like trap beats and stuff
That's a
like
quick
that
pull up, isn't it?
than I do. Yeah, because I mean, like a lot of that stuff is kind of just one loop. If you get a nice loop down, you're just like, yeah, this is fine.
It is very like there's a lot of instant gratification in making like a quick hip hop beat.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. It's a nice break as well from trying to like, I don't know, get more personal with yourself and like
Yeah,
writing
yeah.
lyrics and stuff like that.
You got quite a bit of recognition for your latest hip hop track with Invader Slim.
Yeah, very
Mothership.
Slim. Right over there as well.
How did that come into fruition, that song?
Yeah,
Because it was shouted out by District Magazine, so it's pretty
yeah, that was sweet.
well regarded.
Like a lot of Sean's songs, on Invader Slim, I should say, a lot of his songs have been shouted out on District, and he's actually playing a show for them as well. Trapsylvania on Halloween.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah, you guys are there.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But no, like this District have been really nice and shared a lot of his stuff. I mean, I'm always working with Invader Slim, so I'm always making beats for him and stuff like that, and I record all of his vocals and stuff like that as well. So they've been real nice with sharing stuff.
For a small network, it seems to be quite supportive, you know.
Yeah,
And like that Burner Records thing has just started as well.
I actually know one of the guys in there. You know what's his name? Sick.
Sick Manley, yeah.
Yeah, like but the artist name, but his real name's Nick. Like he's
Okay.
a real nice guy. He's real cool.
So is his name Nick
Nick Stanley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but yeah, and he
You
just
can't
released.
go wrong with Nick Stanley.
Yeah, but no, he just released a new music video called Mouth Spit.
We saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool video.
Right?
And just the shots are real. It's very enticing or something. It's really,
Yeah. I feel like it's very like. It's Irish, but it's like not too Irish if you get me.
He's
And,
not like trying to force anything. It's
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
like laid back and just it's him kind of.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I suppose that's the best way to be, is completely honest when you're making music.
Yeah.
Because if you're like not being authentic, it can be seen like real quick. Like we were only listening to a couple of your tracks the other night, and Bill's mum like listened in and was just like, you know, like he's actually saying some really nice stuff there, and like I think that's a really cool part of your music, is that while you're very talented on guitar and you've really nice vocals,
Thanks,
it's
man.
like there's substance to it.
Thanks.
And you feel like there's a narrative in each song, and that it's really being conveyed to you, especially with like the visuals as well. Like the two videos that went up were very nice as well.
Yeah, we've got the man for the job on that.
You got a man for the job.
Mr. Leslie Sharp,
Oh, he's here as well.
sitting over there. Gotta shout him out.
As it happens, as the crow flies.
He's massive into for everything that I do. Basically, just gotta give him a quick shout out in that respect. Like photo wise, like just inspiration and talks and stuff like that as well. He's got my back, so
Yeah.
it's great. And also he's got that artistic eye for.
Yeah, also means
Directing.
like everything you've put out visually is like really strong.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's just,
I don't think anything that I think in terms of where I'd be at. I'm not saying I'm, somewhere big in my career yet, but like, where I'm at is definitely like thanks to him. Just in
Yeah.
terms of photos and like videos and stuff. So
It's
gotta
so
give him that
important
shout
to
out.
have a network around you, isn't it? Like it's so important to have people who are like-minded around you
Yeah.
to progress.
Yeah,
One, for the criticism, and two, just to have that cool content going online. Like when he discovered the green screen, I remember a while ago, and like there was just that. I think a video went up of you, and it was like it was real like self-deprecating, and
Sad
it
boys.
was so good.
That needs to be released.
It does. Yeah, I remember hearing that a while ago.
I think we're gonna release that for
Yeah, you have to.
For Christmas.
Christmas
Oh my
Christmas
God.
special.
What a birthday present.
Speaking of presents, we have a little something for our guest.
Oh my God, what is this?
Oh yeah, actually, sorry.
He's going to be very interested in this one.
Well, like, I knew you're the first guest that we've had on the show that's not electronic music.
Yeah.
So one of our biggest worries starting the show off, we were like, we want people to know that we are going to cover like all genres.
Gotcha.
So hopefully we can have a nice mix of, you know, bedroom pop, maybe some metal on the side.
Yeah.
But we also have a big interest in hip hop.
Always.
What I'm getting to is, I just have this mixtape here. I just thought you'd like to see that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm taking off. Haven't really set myself up on
City Boy.
Maybe
City
let
Boy.
the camera see that one there.
City Boy.
Yeah.
Is that in the shot? That goes crazy
It's a
hard.
great mixtape, that one.
CB for short. Next mixtape's called 2CB.
And how come you're the City Boy? Like, what makes you the City
I don't
Boy?
know, I just, you know, ever since moving up to Dublin, seeing those city lights.
Did you outsource for this artwork?
No, I actually, my little cousin drew it.
Really?
Yeah,
It looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
yeah.
Parental advisory as
you're
well.
not wrong, it's, yeah.
Are you cursing on this?
Yeah, I drop a few F-bombs, bit of this, bit of that.
I'm gonna have to bump that in the car that I don't drive.
Yeah, do. And then following that, just something that I thought you might have a big interest in as well. It's just in case any serious
Oh man.
world disasters or events happen and you need to be trained.
A life less ordinary. An introduction to the Irish Defence Forces.
Yeah. Check it out.
That's unreal.
And if you open it up,
And what do you want me to do with this as well? Because there's
Close that over. Good stuff.
there's no disc in this.
Speaking of being trained, I know Arklow Town's a place where you definitely need to be trained.
Physically, yeah.
Especially outside the chippers late nights.
Oh, 100%.
You gotta know how to work them hands.
Yeah, no, and I'm, you see me. I've known to hit a push-up or two,
Mhm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know how to defend myself, you know what I mean? So, Leslie's just over there pissing himself in the corner. Oh,
But,
I don't think I've ever been in a fight in my life. I think I've silver-tongued my way
when did you
out of
move
it.
to Arklow?
I moved to Arklow when I was 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You moved from
America.
Where exactly?
Colorado. But I used to live in New York for 4 years. I lived in Yonkers and then moved to a place called Lone Tree for 4 years. That was crazy. It was crazy
it?
4 years. No, it was just
Midwest.
I was just just crazy as in it's
Just
great.
big changes. I
Yeah,
suppose.
it was just great. Like everything there is real nice. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been there since I was 13. I think a lot has changed, but it's cool. Everything's like the way it works in America is or not in America, but just in Colorado. The city is in the middle. That's kind of where I lived, and then all the mountains are to the left. So basically, you've got this regular kind of American state with a city and towns, and everything that you'd picture America being like. But then a half an hour, 40-minute drive to the left is the Rocky Mountains, and they're massive. So it's crazy. From the town that I was living in, you'd be able to drive to a certain hill point or a hill or anything like that, and you'd be able to just look to your right and see Denver, the capital of Colorado, and then look to your left and then see the whole mountain range.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It's
And
crazy.
What was the transition like to Arklow from that?
Hilarious. It's just absolute culture shock.
Yeah. So you came into first year probably in school, did you?
Yeah, I did. It was so weird, just because I was so American, in every sense of the way. I was just so I had
Your
the
accent.
long skater hair, that just stereotypical.
It's woo.
Yeah, no, that. There's a photo we can get.
You look like a kind of an old gramophone or something.
Something like that, yeah. It just looked like someone took a hairdryer and just was at my hair for a good 3 hours or something
Product
like that.
was important back in the day, though.
I wasn't.
Got a product up.
Couldn't tell me nothing back then.
Yeah, exactly.
So did Arklow just beat that out of you, that
Pretty-
kid?
I suppose, yeah. Like, yeah, pretty much. Like,
It would do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Definitely.
I came and then it was just like what happened? Everybody that I talked to was just so, like, they had so many questions for me.
Yeah.
And it was as if they, like, didn't realize that I was just, like, the same age as them.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, a kid moved from America to our school, and he was just like, he was the center of attention for like 2 years.
It's like it's romanticized like way more
yeah.
than say if a kid from Asia or if a kid from Eastern Europe moved to the school. It's like I can't say because I'm not like from another country, but like integrating is obviously a lot easier when you speak the language and you look like everyone. And also because America is like we said,
see
romanticized
it
by
Yeah.
like younger white people. So for you coming over, it was like you had
Advantages.
advantages, but at the same time, it was like, as you say, the culture shock of like those little things. It was like you're perfectly kind of ready to fully integrate, but you have to like
Yeah.
get used to all the weird.
Yeah, everybody was.
social differences.
Yeah, the social differences. That was the main thing. Just
Yeah.
like everyone talks and like jokes about completely different things.
Yeah.
Like the sense of humor was so sarcastic. Like I had no sarcasm in me when I was like 13. It was all very like just stupid humor.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
came over here and like it was all just like smiles and people asking me retourical questions. And I'm just sitting there like an idiot just asking them like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? And they're just like, haha, like, just pissing themselves laughing.
Oh, that's
But
hilarious.
what you were saying there about like, you know, like integrating about like, you know, say if I wasn't an American, say if I was from like Asia or something like that, or if I was like from, I don't know, like some Eastern European country or something like that, and I was to integrate into Ireland, it'd be harder. But I actually I got a little taste of what that's like because I lived in Germany for 5 months when I was in first year. We moved from
First year in school.
yeah, so like it was crazy. Like that whole like when I was 13 was crazy
Yeah.
for me because I went from Colorado to Arklow, and then my dad thought he was gonna get a job in Mannheim, Germany, which is where I was born actually.
Oh, okay.
And we moved over there for like 5 months, and like that was crazy. That was the biggest like culture shock ever because like I was on
Language barrier.
like the language barrier and just everything you guys are talking about. Like if I was for my whole life being in America and Ireland, I've seen, you know, like that the stereotypical like, you know, foreigner or whatever like kids would call them in school or whatever. Like I've experienced and seen what assholes do to kids that are foreign. And I actually like was the foreigner in Germany. I got to experience like kids just being like, this lad does not speak German at all. Like he's a fucking weirdo. So I got to experience that for 5 years, which is weird.
So
5 months or 5 years?
5 months.
Did it feel
Did I
like
say
5 years?
Yeah, it was long. I was so happy to
You
leave.
got a little German though, I think.
Yeah, a little bit, a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
What do you want me to?
Drop a line. Drop
just,
drop a bar in German maybe.
No, I've got a whole German album on the way.
Oh,
Hip hop.
wow.
Yeah, me and Pablo Kush are doing bits.
Pablo Kush, someone we've been yet to shout out, but would love to have on the show eventually.
Pablo Kush is a great guy.
We hope you see this.
Yeah,
We hope you
he's a
see
great guy.
this.
Leslie in the back there is doing a music video with him, and it's looking great.
It's in the process now.
I think Leslie had filmed like a good few bits, and I think Pablo's trying to get a few
Okay,
bits
cool.
sorted as well. So.
I assume you're gonna like have more videos come out as you release more. So you were saying that you have an EP coming up, maybe?
Yeah, I have an EP coming out in January. Hopefully, like the end of January. There's no set date because I haven't finished writing all of it and
Right.
recording it. But that'll probably be finished at the end of January, and that's gonna be called No Place Like Home, because that is the name of the documentary that the Tristan da Cunha documentary from like the 1980s,
Nice.
and I'm sampling like it's like a concept EP / mini album. I've probably got like eight
tracks.
songs or something like that, 8 or 9. Could be like a small album.
Yeah.
Haven't decided yet.
That's like what albums are like these
Yeah,
days.
so-
They're getting shorter. Like
Yeah,
I suppose.
it's so weird how
Oh, good
they're getting
ones.
shorter and shorter.
Well, then again, like artists are trying to make as many tracks, like hip hop artists like Migos and stuff, to like
Yeah.
gain loads of money on the streaming platforms.
Yeah. Plus like the attention span as well. It's
Yeah,
just
like I think the audience wants shorter albums,
100%.
definitely.
But I still appreciate a long album. Like
Yeah.
Mick Jenkins came out with was it Pieces of a Man? Is that the name?
Or Zach Gwendolyn's appreciation tune on
Yeah.
it. That's
So good. So good. I love
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna have Tristan's top 10 on Instagram. I think we already have it on Instagram just recently.
Yeah, just recently.
Actually, no, Rian's about to put it on Instagram. But it's the first tune and that was like, whoa,
Yeah.
really impressive.
No, it's so nice. Like I think there's like, I could be wrong. I don't know how many like tracks there are on it. There's like 12, something like that, 13. I could be totally wrong, but long enough anyway. Should like longer than the Kanye West albums that were coming out or whatever, the two that were coming out.
I was only thinking there, like the island of Tristan da Cunha could surely do some sort of deal with you where you get on like the tourism board and become the face of the island.
That would be amazing.
Maybe move over there and have like a really exclusive indie fest.
Castle or something like that, maybe, if they build me a castle or something.
And
I could be
turn
their
the
king.
people to slaves.
Yeah, something like that. Jesus
Work
Christ.
work the crap out of them, get them to work the land for you. Get them to grow Karpaki.
I don't know. Sponsored. It's kind of fucked up, but I don't think I'll be doing any of that. But I would love to go over there. But you can't. I think you have to like ask permission to be over there. I don't think it's a thing of you just being like, I'm gonna hop on.
Right.
The ship's called like
Exclusive.
St. Helena. You gotta hop on the St. Helena to go over.
Just to visit it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you gotta ask permission or something like that, or like.
Yeah.
And you can't live there either. It's like
No.
off limits. Like you cannot live there. There's only.
Okay. Just the families that live there now.
Members only.
Yeah, pretty much.
What if you swim?
They're probably like.
That's got
They've got some. I'm sure they've got some form of self-defense to help them out.
That's like, you know, all these civilizations of people who live the basic life. Like, there's this like island that's never been in touch with the rest of society out somewhere in Eastern Asia, I think. But I always imagine them actually being like way ahead of us, and they have some sort of like orb that circles the island they live on, and if you try to go past it, you just hit
Disintegrate.
it like,
Or you just turn into ash or something like that.
yeah.
Something crazy. Unless you have permission to go through.
Yeah, I don't know, like
Could be something.
but I mean, eventually when you do blow up on the big stage,
Hopefully one day.
they'll give you some shout outs.
I mean, they might or they might not. There's another guy that might get there before me. There's another guy.
I've seen him, and he's got a rollie in his mouth
The
on SoundCloud, and he's like, it's like this side profile,
Tristan da Cunha.
and he's like just like trimmed his beard, and he has like a rollie in his mouth,
Yeah.
and his hair is gelled up, and he's just
Yeah.
like,
So yeah, for people that don't know what we're talking about, there's another guy called Tristan da Cunha, and he sent me a DM as well on Facebook, and it was so funny. He was like, it was so passive aggressive and just like,
Oh,
just
my
like,
heart.
hey mate. I looked at it and it was just like, he's from England, so he was just like, hey mate. Just letting you know that there's another Tristan da Cunha on the scene, well established, been doing this for about 20 years. I think it'd be a real smart decision if you went and changed your name.
Oh, fuck.
Sincerely, the real Tristan da Cunha. And me and
Oh my
I
God.
told Leslie about it like immediately. I was just like, look at this lad. Like he just sent me this message.
Do you think that was tongue in cheek or was he proper serious?
Oh no, he's being dead serious,
Okay.
110%. Like had to have been.
did you listen to his music?
Oh yeah, it's garbage. It's house music. Like it's just fucking like real bad, like old, like what's the word for it? Like I don't know, just like generic like fucking house music.
Baby, let's get sexy.
Yeah, just like not the nice one. Like
Yeah.
but no, I was talking to Leslie and me and him were like, he was like, what did Leslie tell me to say? He was like, send back, dear the real Tristan da Cunha. I'll have a think about it, Tristan da Cunha. Something
Like
to send back to him.
if he hasn't paid for the name, he can just
No.
do one.
I just blocked him.
Did you?
Fuck it. Just, he can't see me anymore. Like I just.
That actually
the
reminds
end
me,
of it.
there was like a friend of mine, member of the show, Rian, said that like a close friend of his, Evan, got put into a group chat with like 15 other people with the exact same first and surname, and now they're all just like chatting, and some of them look like each other as well.
What?
So there could
Is
be
this in Ireland?
Yeah, there could be a Tristan da Cunha conglomerate.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
We got like.
collaborate to form like a 4-piece band or something.
Yeah, everyone either just makes bedroom pop or generic house music.
Yeah, or hip hop tracks maybe.
Oh, that'd be crazy. We'd make the greatest super group everyone's ever seen. be like Wu-Tang Clan or something like that.
I believe it.
Tristan,
Try
in
it.
terms of like, do you think it's easier to gain a foothold in the music industry in Ireland or America?
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer, really. Just based on the fact that I haven't been doing music properly,
Yeah.
taking it seriously long enough to like know if I've even got my foot in the door, really.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously, like District have been real helpful and like, shouted me out or whatever, and like the Thin Air magazine as well shared some stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd say I've got my foot in the door yet.
But you are probably like looking to promote yourself more in the future.
Yeah, and I'd say it is probably easier just based on the fact that it's smaller.
Yeah.
Ireland is definitely way smaller, and like everything's kind of centralized to Dublin.
Yeah.
Or at least Dublin or like Cork or like there's like 3 places or something like that, isn't there? There's like Dublin or Cork or like Galway or Limerick or something like that. There's only really like 3 places you can go to network and stuff like that and talk to people. So it has to be easier, I'd say.
A lot of people say that for musicians pursuing your career in other countries, a lot of the time, depending on the genre you're in, is almost imperative to your success. So a lot of people would say moving to like Berlin, for example, or London or somewhere like that. Do you think that's actually a thing, or do you think it's literally just about your output?
I don't know. Like if you look at some of like the bands or people that have been here, they get a little bit of a buzz going about like either themselves or the band, and then they just immediately go. And I don't know for sure what the answer is to that. I don't know if it's mainly just because they want to make more money or get noticed or get more of a buzz about their name or whatever, but like the majority of people that I see just have plans about going abroad or something like that and not staying in Ireland. But I feel like that's also just like down to the people, just not really supporting.
Yeah, I think it'd be
people.
better if you made a name for yourself in Ireland first.
I'd love to do that.
Like Kojak, like for example, like
Yeah,
and
he's
then
doing
you get
great.
the opportunity to tour elsewhere. Like.
Yeah, exactly. He's like him and all the Softboy are. I feel like they're doing it
Yeah.
perfectly, because they're like
a good example.
they have the opportunity to easily to like, and they're like they're playing shows with. I think Luca Palma's like playing shows with like Slow Tie.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool
Yeah,
that
that's
they're
cool.
doing that. But they're very Irish.
Yeah,
And they
definitely.
love playing shows in Ireland as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Do you have any plans to play any shows in Dublin?
Not right now. I like, as of right now, I don't play live.
Yeah.
Just
Until
because
today.
until like 30 minutes or something like that, or however long. It's gonna be
We're gonna have you locked in for maybe 2 hours.
it's gonna be rough.
A lot of takes.
Yeah. It's gonna be a real. It's gonna be a lot of sweat, a lot of panic.
A lot of money. A lot of money at the same time.
Do you have any mates that could play in a band for you if you ever did have to play live?
Yeah, I've got like 2. I don't want to say like 1 or 2 people that would be willing, that I'd probably have a good time. See, the thing with me like in wanting to be in a band is I don't want to just like do the regular BIM thing of recruiting people just for the sake of recruiting them.
Yeah.
Like just seeing someone who plays guitar and going, hey, you play guitar, you want to be in my band?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just so like unnatural and like forced.
Yeah.
I want to play music with people that are like-minded, and also I have fun being around.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, it's just gonna be a shit time.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like, let's go to rehearsal, and then we show up to rehearsal, play our songs, and then leave. There's no like, there's no gel or like camaraderie or hanging out with anyone. It's weird. I gotta find those people first.
So when you're recording music, it's just all you basically.
Yeah. Everything, the instruments, the mixing, the mastering. I am doing it through Lander right now. which is
Oh,
great.
Lander.
Awful stuff.
Well, I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's like you could upload one song and it's like real crisp and nice, but another one it's not. So I
Yeah.
suppose it like falls into the idea that it like applies the same sort of formula, and not every time it will sound good.
Yeah.
It just makes it really loud.
Yeah, no, it's weird how it does it, because I feel like you're not meant to do the like what people say anyways is that you're not meant to really be mastering your own tracks,
No.
just for the sake of like a second opinion on like what should be boosted and what should be like turned down a little bit in terms of like the treble or the bass or whatever. So I don't know, like I kind of just use that just because I don't want to do it myself.
And is Lander free?
No, it's not. You gotta pay for that.
$4.99 for a WAV master, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it's
not cheap.
it's like €8 or something like that. I think.
For the MP3.
Yeah, no,
Or is it the
for a
other way
WAV,
around?
for a WAV, there's
Oh, okay,
there's a.
right.
it's
And
like
have all your
€8.
tracks been mastered
Yeah.
by Lando?
Yeah.
At the same time, like they're two separate arts, mixing, mastering. Your mixing is really, really good, and that's such a huge part because it allows the track to breathe. I suppose it gives all the different instrument groups space. So like a lot of people, I think, would do something and then just chuck it into Lander or something like that.
Yeah.
And hope that it just makes it sound good. But
Yeah.
I feel like if you mix well, you'll reap the rewards even if you're using an algorithm based service like
Yeah.
Lander, and your mixing is pretty impressive. Like.
Thanks, man. I really want to get better at it. That's like the main thing that I want to like focus on, like making sure that I can mix like I'd love to do that for a living if I could. Like I'd happily spend some days in the
Engineer.
studio and be an engineer. Like I love doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'm just so interested in like making a song sound crisp and like real nice, or as nice as I possibly can make it.
And all genres as well. It's like
Yeah.
there's the idea of if you were ever to consider being a recording engineer and just being able to work on every type of music.
Yeah, no, I'd do it, 100%.
That's such an appealing thing, I suppose.
Like being able to do, because that's the other thing as well. You get bored of doing one genre or purely just one genre. You know, being able to work on like a few different things would be great. That's another thing I want to do as well. Just start recording people too. Like I'd love to just start recording people that are playing different types of music. I'm recording Sean
Nice.
Invader Sim.
Does he have an
And
easy register to work with?
He has a super low register. He's
Yeah.
the lowest of the low registers to work with.
Definitely.
Like you know, yourself.
Yeah.
You've checked out a few like you know yourself with mixing and stuff like that. You kind
Yeah.
of scoop out the lows
Exactly. Yeah.
with the track. There's no scooping out lows with Sean's voice. His lows are his voice. Like
They act as the kick as well as the 808 at the same time. It's actually never been seen before.
no, it's groundbreaking stuff. Guinness Book of World Records were in contact with me there a few weeks ago.
And
See what
like
they're
your
paying.
own, where does your own voice sit on the spectrum? Is it like
kind of like the middle? My voice is I feel like it's pretty nasally, so kind of like the middle, just like a middle register. I guess it's fine. I double track everything. See, this is why I don't play live as well. This is why it's gonna be hilarious when I do. It's gonna be horrible.
What do you like?
You're just gonna
pitch
no,
up?
No,
or-
I double track everything. That's why my voice sounds okay when we're recording it. Like it's all right.
But it's nice if it sounds different live.
I guess so.
Like if people are going to the show, they don't want it to be exact same as the studio
yeah, that's right.
version.
But it's still just like I don't play live enough or practice enough live to have a sort of charisma or a live performance kind of.
Yeah, but
I
that
suppose
will come.
he just has to do that. I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on.
Is your new EP, will that be in the same line as your other kind of tracks, like the same sort of music?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Opa and Baby T are gonna be on it.
Okay, they're
So, but a lot of like acoustic, a lot of like airy, kind of like watery, kind of sounding electric guitars.
Yeah.
I have another song that I'm gonna play for you guys that's unreleased,
Ooh.
and I'm recording, but that's just acoustic guitar and me singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just kind of stuff like that. I just like a mixture of like acoustic guitar and like a little bit of samples and more like Baby T kind of stuff and.
Baby T was like.
That's our favourite, I think.
Yes, it was like. Still had your classic kind of melancholy vibe, but had that more swing in it or
Yeah,
something.
a
It
little
was
bit more
like,
upbeat.
Like, like Jack was saying there, you do incorporate a few sort of different genres in your music, like the hip hop. Do you think it's easy to be original like that, or is it harder to be original now in terms of making music, just with how much is out there on the internet and stuff?
Definitely harder to be original, that's for sure. I feel like nowadays, like everything's been done before to the point where
Yeah, that's,
you can't really like. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't be original, but like you're definitely like everyone has an influence.
yeah.
Being original is like such a hard thing to do because
You're never going to be completely.
yeah, where did like not like you can look at like the Beatles and you can't like some people can say that they're not even original just
Yeah.
because they were listening to like people like the Elvery. I was about to say the Elvery brothers. That like people they were listening to like people like like old like pop singers and stuff like that. They were doing like loads of crazy harmonies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they took all their vocal styles from them.
Yeah.
And the same with like like sampling and hip hop and stuff like that as well. Like if you look at people like A Tribe Called Quest and like MF Doom, Wu-Tang, they're all sampling. You can technically say that that's not.
But it's
original.
like they sample in a certain way that becomes connected to them in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they like
the Kung Fu films was like so Wu-Tang, like that style of
Shaolin and stuff
sampling,
like that. So like they're kind of weird with it though, in a sense. Like the RZA is like so obsessed with Kung Fu, and like
he's like the core of all of that sort of sampling based stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely like the main guy.
the architect.
You ever listen to interviews of him talking about
I saw
Shaolin?
the Nardwuar one is crazy.
He's just like he's talking about like
Obscure things.
he's just talking about like Shaolin and the art of like Kung Fu and combat, but he's somehow like talking about like the art of sampling and like mixing it in with like his own music, and you're just like,
he's an underrated rapper as well.
Yeah, he's actually great. His what's his verse on Earl Sweatshirt's Doris album?
The
I don't know.
freckles on your face, something about freckles.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's.
Can't remember the name.
He had a great feature on a James Blake track.
Oh yeah.
As well in the last few years, and like he's noticeably older, but is still very distinctly RZA. Like
They sent those tracks to each other via the internet. They never met up.
Did they?
For that song.
Just called it in.
Which
that's
is like,
great.
That's the new age, I guess.
Yeah.
That turned out brilliant. Like.
Yeah, that's cool though. I haven't heard it. I haven't listened to it.
What's the name of that song again?
I can't even remember. I just remember he's talking about like having a glass of cold stout.
Yeah.
They like yourself, except it's warm and in a can.
Yeah. You know how I love my Guinness warm.
Yeah.
And,
without any head.
And aged as well.
We were only talking about the ball that's in that can. It's like, what's the purpose? Does it? Oh. You're gonna have to pay for the dry cleaning of that.
A little bit of a spill there. Yeah, I actually don't know. I was trying to have a look at the ball inside and I just spilled a little bit. I have no idea. Probably like something to do with the pressure.
I think you know the science behind it, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, you were saying
two men sponsored by Carpaccio. I'm sure you'd have a little bit of a clue.
It's not really our field of expertise.
Fair.
But yeah, Guinness aside, I suppose, we were talking there about like the size of Ireland in comparison to the States, and how much easier it is to become noticed because there's like 3 epicenters for music or whatever.
Yeah.
When you finish college, do you see yourself pushing that more and trying to, in a sense, commercialize Tristan da Cunha and be like real avid to get gigs? And
it's weird. I'm actually like I'm kind of in between doing. I'm in between wanting to push Tristan da Cunha, and I'm also avid to push being an engineer, because I feel like whichever one kind of like is working out the best. I'm kind of like slowly pushing both right now, just because of college and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like either one could work out, because if I focus on trying to make myself as an artist and focus on being an artist first and foremost, it'll help me with the engineering. But I also feel like if I become an engineer and I'm working with loads of people as well, it'll only make what I'm doing on the side, Tristan da Cunha, like a much better thing. But I don't know for sure right now.
I suppose it all comes down to time management, really.
Yeah.
Like if you really wanted to like divide them and make both of them work, you could. But at the same time, it's always better to be an expert at one thing than pretty good at multiple things.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I wanted, like, I feel like such. I still just feel like such an amateur with mixing. Like I want to get like very, very good. Like, like Soundwave and people like those, like they're working for like TD.
Mm-hmm.
And Kendrick and all those people, and like everyone all those engineers are working for like big artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to be as good as those people like one day, whether it's for making music for Tristan da Cunha or like something else, or like recording other artists. Like I want to.
It's such an endless field of possibility.
Yeah.
It's really a science in a way, like, because everyone has like distinctive styles. Like I know there's like a New York style of mixing, and then there's other styles that would be like native to say like old LA hip hop and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see how even at the base level of production and the people behind the scenes actually like piecing tracks together for superstars is like they're actually like getting their personality across in someone else's work by the way they mix, which is really cool because it's like the people who don't get as big of a credit are the people behind the scenes doing that stuff.
Especially like with what you're talking about with different places as well, just in terms of like the genres too, like everyone puts their little touch on like a track or something like that. Just like producers with like hip hop compared to like pop, real pop stuff. Like you listen to pop and it's like the cleanest, most like pristine sounding, like engineering you've heard in your entire life. Yeah, like just every single thing you hear on top of the charts or anything like that is just like recorded perfectly. Oh, it's just like everything about it is recorded perfectly.
Yeah.
Whereas if you listen to like I don't know, like some grunge music or something like that, or like in like if you like West America or something like that.
It's a way nicer quality, like when you can hear how raw it is, I think.
Yeah, I think that's that's why I love like bedroom kind of pop and all that kind of the nice little low fidelity in it. I love all that stuff. It's funny,
like you mightn't have the best recording equipment, but you can still make a real nice sound.
Yeah, that's
in your bedroom.
I love stuff like that. Yeah. When I find out, it's kind of like a biased thing when I find out that people have, like, they record all their own music, or like they do everything themselves. My ears get perked up, and I'm just like, I need to listen to it.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of the time, the things that become distinctive to a particular artist's music are actually the things within the instruments and within the recording process that are flaws that never intended to be flaws. It's like when like people set out making these like pieces of equipment, like different synths maybe or different mics, and then the sound that you associate with particular artists is often like how they used it incorrectly, and it gives it like that grain and the generation of like that sounds like a person did that and not a machine.
Yeah.
Which is like the difference with the pop is like, okay, that sounds like someone like inputted like pop song into this like huge music machine and it popped out like this perfect Ariana Grande tune.
Yeah. So
but
that's the thing.
She's Whopper all the same. Yeah. If she sees this, shouts out at
That'd be
AG.
crazy. Imagine she did. She just wanted to come on the show just for the crack.
I think that would be like the pinnacle of our existence.
Yeah.
Fair. Do you think she'd ever do it? Maybe.
Well, she's newly single, so I'd say she'd be interested enough.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But like back to your roots in music and your influences. We obviously talked about MF Doom and how hip hop plays a big part in the music that you make. Yeah. What are like the earliest memories you have of listening to music? So whether it be in your house in America or in your car or something like that, what was the first genre that you'd heard or related to?
So first thing that's hard. I'm trying to remember now. The first thing that I remember music wise was driving down, I don't know if it was Manhattan Bridge or like one of the bridges they're going into New York City with my dad, and he's blasting Van Halen. you know Running with the Devil?
If I heard it,
or like they did like a cover of it or something like that. They did like it was either Jump or like one of those songs that they were doing. I remember like listening to that. I just remember like the electric guitars and synths and stuff like that. And I just remember being like, "What's this?"
It's very grand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like wow.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, it's Van Halen." And I was like, "I like this." I just turned it up. I was real big into like Van Halen and like weird like 80s bands like Bon Jovi and fucking Def Leppard and all those boys.
Do you think you could crank it up to their notch?
Maybe. If I grew out the hair and like got a mullet or something like that, started doing heaps of drugs, maybe. But it's not looking likely right now. I don't think that's in as well.
It's not in?
Yeah, I don't think doing glam rock or anything like that is really in right now.
I thought getting out of it was always in.
Yeah.
Across all genres, like.
I guess so. I guess it can be. I'm not up for it though. You know, don't really do drugs myself.
It's good to hear. Don't condone it. Yeah, so I mean, we're coming to the end of what has been a very, very fruitful interview, in my opinion.
It's been great.
It's been good to get an insight into how you make your songs and also your influences and what it's like to have to move here and deal with all the Irish people just being a bane.
Not a pain, but just fucking weird and different. Like, just so much different. Same if you were to go over to America and it's like, you know, when you were like 13, you would go over and just everyone would be talking. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening?
Yeah. It's definitely a more accepting culture now, all the same.
It can be and it can't be the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's two levels. Like, it's the same everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? There's good people and then there's just assholes.
That's true, yeah.
So.
Percentage bad, percentage good. But yeah, I know I've given you two really valuable gifts there that I hope you're not going to sell on for profit.
No, I mean, I don't think I'll
particularly the first one, because there's going to be a repress of that and it's going to sell for a lot of money.
I think I don't think this is going to sell just purely based on the fact that there's no CD in it.
The artwork's very good though.
But yeah, no, this is definitely getting bumped in the house or the car that I don't drive.
In the space wagon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's an Instagram for this as well. You're like super professional with
diversification.
This as
well. That's the word you're looking for.
Rockstargang.com.
Yep.
That's crazy. How much?
We'll hopefully put a link to that separate Instagram in the video, and everyone can get on the
wave.
wave.
Did you find this?
Up next, as they say. But yeah, here we have for you.
Fuck yeah! I actually genuinely like wanted one.
This is what you were waiting for.
Yeah, no, that's actually sweet, man. Genuinely.
Yeah, cutting deals.
Thank you very much.
There you go, man. Thanks for coming on.
That's
really
great.
appreciate
Fuck
it.
Yeah.
And we'd also once again like to say big shout out to Karpanki. The beer went down very smooth, and we'd hope to continue this lifelong endorsement. Thank you very much, guys. This has been 808 The Mates and Tristan de Cunha.
Yeah.
We're out.
Yeah.
We are out. See you later.